Hi, was your intellectual property stolen? Are you battling with narcissists? Come, join me on this parade of exposing the energy that's around us. So, the devil has shown its face, the hangman. So I'm getting an opening of two timelines, you and this person. You are in the energy of 8 of Pentacles or 8 of Coins in this deck and the 10 of Cups. So you are putting effort in the craft that you want to be doing in your own personal happiness and of course in your legacy. Your cuppeth will always runneth overeth. You have been working on so many levels of consciousness, and also every step that you have taken towards the light has been the reason why you are in this energy right now and why they are in this energy with the devil and the hangman. So we have Capricorn and Pisces energy on their side, but I'm getting like Saturnian and Mercurial energies for some reason. I think Mercury is in Pisces, but you know, Mercury is in retrograde currently, and we are right before the full moon as well, the blood moon, my favorite moon. So yeah, a little personal information. My current Sun transit is in my 8th house, so I'm also on this topic with you. You might relate to that in some way, especially if you're an Aries like me, or you have a Mars in Leo. We have the 9 of Swords and the moon coming out, so I'm getting this is like a general energy of where both of these people, the light and the dark people, have been trying to come out of. However, some people very unsuccessfully. But it's like we're not even focusing on anything but our craft, our work, our purpose, and our personal happiness and our families that we are creating from our light. So light families. There's some birds hanging really close by. You have released yourself from these attachments because you are not the one who's stuck, right? This hangman energy and devil energy is giving me being stuck in a web of the light-eating spiders. I don't know how to say it. I feel like this hangman is hung by, well, now I'm seeing a chemtrail actually, but it's like all these people that have been conspiring against you or have been on your neck because of your what's the word, oh my god, of the way you think about the world. So for instance, me personally, I was raised with blue skies and no chemtrails, and I fucking hate them. And you might too. And anybody that feels like is polluting your air or your brain or the way you're thinking, come on, stop it. Stop it, birds. You're like, this is the energy of the people around you. Like, they want to stop you from singing, from expressing, and trying to distract you with everything, because they are the ones hanging upside down, trying to get to this level of consciousness that you are on. But they can't because they're stuck in their karma, they're stuck in their old ways, they're stuck with the old people, their old friends, the family members that still don't actually have their back or have their best interest, even though they are like, they think they're showing their best interest, but they're really keeping their children stuck, their sons and their daughters. So I'm getting like, you were the one that broke your own family curses and ancestral curses. The curse of being stuck in fear and illusion. literally, like anxiety, being up all night, just worrying about shit, and, you know, being up all night, seeing all the moon cycles pass you. It's like you have been immersed in these waters, and you have been trying to set apart this web of lies, this web of false consciousness, this net of the matrix type of thing. And you have went towards this full moon in a different energy. You have entered this gate, if you resonate with this message, of course. You have taken the necessary steps, especially when it comes to your purpose. You have taken the steps to reassess all the things that you have been doing up until this point that weren't working for you, and realize that the more you think negatively, the more these fears, the more you keep these fears stuck in your frequency body, the more it creeps up on you. Like on this card, it's like, these aren't your patterns, your normal light vessel, light body, light soul. It's just not you, because you are here in this white cloth, right? You are of pure nature. And these intrusive energies are, you're like, you've always been afraid of, well, let me say it like this. As a small child, you might have been afraid of the dark. I have been too. Like, I couldn't, in our old apartment, like, I couldn't fall asleep, because me and my brother, we used to have like these hangers on the wall where we would hang our coats by the door, and it just looked like, you know, dark ghosts. So my imagination always ran high. And because you are pure, you have this childlike innocence and presence in life, where you are very impressionate of your surroundings. You notice the little things, you notice the little birds, you notice the little butterflies, or you even turn around to see people staring at you, because you can feel the energy, because you're so open and receptive, because you're so immersed within your own light more and more each day. Also, I'm getting that it's been really hard for you to get out of this or away from this energy, because there could have been, well, there probably were these harsh karmic ties. And I was seeing and hearing at the same time, like this pattern, this structure. Yeah, structure is the word. The structures you have exited, and the frames, it's like you were the one that switched frames for gates to go towards your feminine powers, your receptivity, especially if you are masculine presenting. It doesn't matter if you're a male or a female. It's about the energy. So masculine, I shouldn't go down this rabbit hole. You should already know, or just Google that stuff. We don't have time. We don't have time. We don't have time. However, you have went through a portal. You have went through this enlightenment gate. You have come out on the other side unscathed, literally. Even though there are still certain fears that will get tackled along the lines. I was seeing 9/11 on the timer, and earlier I saw 333, but I was on a roll. You are now recognizing all these patterns of the people the friendships that you've lost, the people that you've lost or thought were your friends and actually weren't. You are also losing the fears of coming across people like that again. So with you working on losing that fear, you are actually transmuting that power, that thing into power, that fear into power, because you are pure and full of light, actually, you know. It's like this is your extroverted side and this is you at home, you know. It's like you may feel abandoned or orphaned or just alone in some sense, or depressed or anxious or fearful. And these are all the things you are now assessing, all these feelings, these attachments, these negative entities is what I like to call them, these demons, which are not your true light state, right? You weren't born fearing everything. You were the most courageous with communication, with expression, with singing, with dancing, and just, you know, lollygagging as a child, not as an adult, because as an adult, as we're entering the matrix with, you will probably be homeless if you don't get a credit and, you know, die from debt. So we aren't programmed like that. That's why fear is more easily mongered among such people. That's why you and me, it's easier to be in our rooms, because that's when we are most emotionally fulfilled. That's when we are most content and most nurturing, is when we are away from everybody else, away from environments where the energy is overpolluted. Because, I'm sorry, 1 second. Needed to drink some water because my throat was closing up. We were talking about expression, and of course there's always gonna be entities trying us, right? Embodied or not, let's say it like that. There's always gonna be vessels trying us, energies trying us, frequencies trying us, and fear will always come from the content you're watching, right? So you're watching reels, you could be watching TikToks, you could be watching the news, or you're just passing a room where there's a series with a lot of sirens and gunshots, and just terror is always on the frequency of your surroundings. And what you're figuring out is that your energetic field has a certain radius into which, you know, it's like every person has the same radius of feeling the energy. However, a lot of people, most people, aren't in tune with what they're feeling. My hair is doing a thing, my God. However, the person that you have become is the person that this radius extended quite around the world at this point, right? Or instead of your aura being, you know, this far off, like a foot or a couple of feet, you know, and now it's expanding into kilometers, you know, miles, and the whole town, the whole area is shifting around you because of you, because you have raised the frequency and you have helped raise the standard of how things should be, or how people should be expressing themselves. It's like we are encouraging each other one by one. We are building these steps together, you and me, as we go along our own personal paths to create this net of compassion, because we got the Queen of Cups coming out and the Strength card in reverse. Okay, we'll take it in reverse, even though I feel like it should be upright, because we are being influenced by the planetary alignments. This is like spiritual, you know, war, because it is. There's always gonna be negative things trying to stop you from expressing yourself. Always, like all the time. And you still gotta do it. You still gotta push through. Like I'm being like choked up here, right? I can barely breathe right now. And we have tamed the beast. And we are still holding the beast. The beast meaning the animalistic parts of ourselves. The parts where we surrender to our amygdala, right? Our flight or fight response. So I'm getting like savanna and gazelles type of scenery where your awareness, what it came out of was hyper awareness and hyper like anxiety, because you didn't at that time start decoding shit yet. And now that you are, everything is like, right, that's why that guy's annoying the fuck out of me. Oh, that's why I don't want to, be hugged, because I'm receiving all of your emotions. And people do not understand those boundaries, and they think you're autistic, but you're just like, no, actually, I have hugged one too many person and they didn't deserve it, And it's not that this next person isn't deserving of that hug, it's just that you're protecting your aura. Because what happens with aura is when we are under the influence of narcissists, addictions, or, alcohol, or whatever, anything that's bad for your vessel, that's not of God, that's not of nature, that's not food with prana, that's not water, that's not sunlight, that's not exercise. Everything besides the basics. The devil is on my ass tonight, baby. We are taming the beast, and the beast knows. Devil plays the hardest. And you could have been the type of person where you, literally or not, could have gambled with your life a lot. I don't know if you saw that, but it kind of stuck to my hand. It was the Tower, if you're interested. And on the bottom of the deck is the King of Pentacles. So what's happening is the certain structures and agencies and things needed to be exposed, right? It's just global at this point. It's been global for a while, but because the light workers are connecting to their communities in a way of setting the boundaries, or going out of your way to be a better person for yourself and getting yourself unstuck, moving forward towards the choices that you want to make in life for yourself, and actually meet the people that will help you and not fight with you or compete with you, or you name it. We are disassembling these structures of consciousness within and without, globally and personally. It's just the energy is here. Yes. So somebody here is holding on tightly still to their old timeline. The energy that I'm getting is the energy that I was predicting a little bit in the beginning, where a portion of you, or maybe even a larger amount of you, are just imagining, envisioning, daydreaming, night dreaming, doing little things to get towards this energy of contentment in your purpose. However, this could also be something that's still attached to you, the Devil and the Hangman. You're still gaining higher levels of awareness. You're still gaining more knowledge, more wisdom, more signs. So usually when ascensions happen, the signs start coming in. And at first, You know, some people mock them before they start disappearing, the signs, I mean, and reappearing in your life when necessary. To take note of the frequency. So, you know, for those, especially men, that are mocking angel numbers, or whoever, you know, the entity that's mocking angel numbers, if we look at it from a computer science perspective, right? Computers are coded in binary systems as well, 0 and 1. And that's the same with frequency of people, that you're now figuring out that people aren't, there's no in-betweeners, you know, there's no mediators in this point that I'm trying to make. Meaning, you are figuring out who is good for you and who is bad for you, like a little child, like, you know, like the animalistic senses within you have brought you this superpower of intuitively knowing who has a good intention and who has a bad intention, or what their intention is exactly. For instance, if it's romantic or work related or new friendships, you can pinpoint from the moment you meet people, you just let them express, let them be, observe them, and just, you can tell if they are romantically interested in you, if they want to collaborate with you, if they will fuck you over in business, if, you know, it's like you get that first hunch like that, and you should always trust it, because that's your purity that's fighting against the demon that's like, no, trust them, you know, because the attachment of this person that wants bad to you is like, you know, and they're like, come to the dark side, we have cookies, and they're like gluten free and vegan and like so good for you, but it has like hard drugs inside. You know, and then people can take advantage of you, and we don't want to be taken advantage of. We want to protect our purity, our light, our strength, our infinite knowledge. We want to protect the love that we have just discovered that we can give to ourselves. And now we're like, just look at this queen. She's like she should be a meme, literally. She's like, this is my cup. I built this myself with the help of angels. You know, I say, you know, and like too much, I know. You are also willing to fight people for what you deserve. Because you, even though you don't have all the information yet, being Page of Swords, you're like, I wonder, was my intuition really correct? Like, you are taking it back to God in your own way. Even if you're not, you're like asking for confirmation now. You're asking for clues, or you're asking for resolving of these issues. And a lot of these issues come from combative families, yours or other people's. So you could be, especially if you're an active light worker, meaning you're already a bit more, a bit higher on your understanding of how things work. You can now see that the families that you have entered to help, or that you have been around next to your partners, 24/24, the people that you had to stand ground with weren't even your family. They were all your karmic families, because you were looking for a family of light. You were looking for people that were just like you, because you never felt when it was important. So, you know, the younger ages, when you were of a younger age, yeah, when you were still this childlike, you know, world hasn't gotten to you yet energy, you were hurt the most, and it has created this being of power, this being of, just because I was hurt doesn't, like, you have tamed the beast inside of you. You could have been hurting people so much more, or hurting them just because you have a comeback, or you know their weaknesses, or you know their family problems, or why they are like that, but you don't stoop to their level. You don't stoop to their level because you are of royal status. And the people that do stoop lower on the scale of the tree of life, I'm speaking of the hangman here because it's the number 12. It's like, it's the first part of the major arcana, right? So it's like the first awareness, the first spark of, wait a minute, why am I hanging upside down? You know? And you're like, well, the view from upside down is actually a bit more interesting than I thought it would be. You are being liberated from agony, literal agony. I'm so amazed. This is amazing. You're letting go. You're backtracking a little bit on your collaborations. Okay, let's backtrack a little bit on collaborations. Who are you collaborating with? Let's see. What's the energy of the people? Let's take another deck. What's the energy of the people that the viewer is collaborating with? Neme yebat is what we say. The Hanged Man came out again. So I hope you're not dealing with a Pisces, because this bitch... I'm joking. Sorry to all my Pisces out there. I have a Mercury in Pisces. It's what saves me, okay? Okay, we got the Temperance in reverse, the 3 of Wands, the 6 of Wands, and the 8 of Cups in reverse. That's interesting. Let me check it out a little bit. I normally don't really ask questions, but I was thinking that it's maybe better to ask questions. So if you have questions that you would like to explore, leave them in the comments. I would love to explore some questions. Not just randomly pull on energy all the time. Okay, so I'm getting like this is the energy of the person that is on the other side of you. So they are the ones kind of holding the ropes, right? They're the ones keeping themselves suspended in these frames of being, doing, and perceiving and whatnot. And they're also avoiding healing because it's like Sagittarian energy. They did not see your angelic potential. And they won't see it because, well, now that I moved the cards a little bit, I didn't even notice. I pushed these 4 together. And it's like, this is the energy of the enemy. This is where they are at. But that's not you. You're just feeling that energy. That's why you may feel anxiety, because people are thinking about you, and you literally pick up on the fact that people are thinking and feeling you, and maybe even, you know, do crazy shit when they think about you. Like, words are spells, guys. If you write, speak, think, it's all manifesting. So be really careful to shut the fuck up in there for once, in a way that you find comfortable with yourself. You don't have to do yoga, you don't have to do meditation, you don't have to take a fucking walk on the sunshine, but it will be beneficial to you to just shut your mind. Because, you know, let me tell you a story about these things. these are small little lights barking at you in RGB, you know, red, green, and blue. And the spectrum of color, you may see orange and black and, you know, blue and gold and purple, but you don't see purple, bro. And purple or magenta is the crown, right? It's your connection to the source. And I'm speaking from the perspective of a person that literally sees source when I close my eyes. It has a shape. I see shapes of emotions. I can tell how you feel just by taking a moment. And, you know, the people that haven't... Wait a minute. I was being blocked right now, right? Yeah. Okay, let's backtrack a little bit. So these screens are... Of course, I'm a binge watcher myself because it's cold outside and it's just not my time yet to be outside all the time. You're gonna notice the difference in videos. However, it's like what I noticed when I was dealing with a narcissist, I couldn't be on my phone. I had to have my constant attention on them, right? Because it's all about them. Which kind of unlocked my powers because I was away from screen time and I could see how they feel and how quickly their emotions change. Come at me, bro. So, I mean, blow me, twin. We are releasing a lot. Let's recuperate. Yes. So, these people are holding the ropes. They're also holding the ropes of your brain. The way you think about yourself. The way you give love to yourself. And anytime you think of them, it's because they either did spell work on you, meaning writing a letter that wished you ill or talked shit about you to anybody, trying to hide their negativity and their masks to keep their masks on. They're really trying hard to keep their masks on. However, I'm getting this energy of like, imagine we're on a cliff, right? Imagine we're on a cliff. And this person is like, assessing your sacrifice, right? Long-term speaking. Somebody was plotting your downfall long-term. Like they were willing to sacrifice years for you, or a decade or decades, just to throw you off a cliff. But your perspective is from the point of view that is even higher. So it's like even a little bit above this person in consciousness. And also you can see them doing everything. You can see them. It's like, the fuck you mean I don't see you? I just make it seem. Yeah, you played stupid really well. Next up, we have the Six of Wands with the Eight of Cups in reverse, which... is not your energy. It's actually the energy of this person. This whole 5 cards is this person's energy. They were thinking like, I got this. It was 34. Sorry, I get distracted all the time. I got this. I'm this victorious man or woman. This looks like a very androgynous horse and person. But we're just gonna like not be too harsh on them. Still, the way the Six of Wands is showing in this illustrative purpose, I don't even know how to say this. It's like there's Four of Wands on one side of the victor and one wand on the other side of the horse, right? So we have 4 wands, 1 wand, and one is he's holding. We'll call him he for not losing time, but now we're losing time, so I'm stressing. Okay. We have this person holding a victory laurel while having the 5 of Wands in the back. This is this family strain, family combat. This is where they came from. This is why they are like that. The narcissists come from narcissists usually. Unless they decide to go towards the light and focus on their purpose. Drops mic. Anyway, my point is, this person was literally stuck and keeping you stuck from. They were stuck between family and their personal passion, because the Ace of Wands on the other side is like they left something they were passionate about to gain this evil plan. It's literally like energy. I cannot explain it to you any better. Legit, it's like Tasmanian devil. And the Eight of Cups is like this emotional dissatisfaction, but it's in reverse. So it's like they kept your illusions up, you know, with the moons. Like they kept you around for so many moon cycles that you, especially if you're a female, you have noticed in your fertility movements, your hormonal imbalances, or your period being weird colored or weird in, you know, the flow. So sorry for that, guys, but it's just the reality. Women are vessels of great power, and men love to steal the creative energy from women through sex magic, and we have to talk about it. And we're exposing warlocks and witches, so, you know, join the train or not, be a hater or not, I don't fucking care. Anyway, the Eight of Cups in reverse is like this person didn't want you to walk away, but you did. Or depending on your timeline, you could be thinking of walking away right now. Like, this is why you're watching this right now. Like, if you were asking yourself, like, should I walk away or not? The answer is fuck yes. You will unlock your purpose like no tomorrow. You know, you will reconnect with your higher self, because once you listen to your intuition and not to the fears and illusions and entrapments, and you will be nothing without me, you're shit, you're stupid, you're smelly, you're fucking every name in the book I have been called, because I was being kept literally caged so many different levels and unexpressed that, you know, what happens in reality is you retreat into yourself. That's why we get the runners and the chasers usually, because it's the way people process things. And me personally, I like to analyze, and I like quiet, because, you know, when people's voices become like fucking cheese grater against your head, then you're gonna let go of them. Or you're gonna start letting go of them. A part of your body, your inner child, your soul will ask and plead and beg, please get the fuck away from this energy. You know you can feel better alone. If you feel better alone, then this is your sign. Okay? Okay, let's not make this too long. Okay. Did you see? I opened this up and there was one paper already stuck, but these are the fortune cookie papers. You remain unshakably calm. In this season, oh, it's reversed anyway, and small, written small. In this season, you are remaining to be unshakably calm. Like, these people They have tried to push you down a cliff, but you have seen what they were doing and you were like, no, I'm the cliff owner. Like, this is my property. And I've seen you from my other property up there, from the vineyard, where all my abundance is at. And I know that your successes and your victories are just, you know, the village is not supporting you. The family is not really supporting you. So, sorry, bro. Sorry, gal. It's just not gonna work on me, you know? And that's how you remain unshakably calm. Recognizing these patterns of unhealed people. Temperance in reverse, Sagittarian, Piscean energy, mutable and mutable astrology signs. So I'm getting Virgo, Sagittarius, Pisces, I think. There's one more, or I don't know. Leave it in the comments if you know. I'm channeling, so I can't think like a human computer. You're also healing really dark parts of your heart from way, way long ago. I was pointed at my rainbow obsidian. Yeah, it's like the shadows are being unveiled. The veil is being lifted. With humor, you disarm an opponent. So you're literally laughing in people's faces as you move along. As you keep reminding yourself who the fuck you are and focus on what you're here to do. You know, that's how you remain unshakably calm, because once you work with the innate, did you hear that? You're hungry for creativity, and I'm hungry for breakfast. You are just focusing on your creativity, focusing on that hunch when your body is like, I think we should eat something, yeah? But I'm literally using a tangerine to tilt the phone a little bit. So I'll go make a sandwich after this. Or something. I don't know, eggs? I don't know. Eggs, yeah. I hope you didn't hear my stomach just ferociously growling. You are gaining clarity on all of these people. Like, it's like, there's your clarity. I just sent it to you. I don't know where you live, but, you know, hope it gets to you soon. Okay, let's take one more fortune cookie for the rest of the week, or the start of the week. I'm on a different timeline, guys. Okay, what fell? Your passions awakens. Your passion fuck these fortune cookies. Your passion awakes. So you are awakening your passions, and as these passions awaken, as you rediscover the things you love doing, or the things you always wanted to do but never took the time or had the money, you're now doing them. You're now expressing yourself. You're speaking more. You're communicating more with people. You're even communicating more with your family lately. Like, the gates just opened. And especially with this full moon, this is the gate that even if you do feel a little bit stuck in fear, if you harness the energy of this blood moon, you can definitely, let's say, wash in the blood of Jesus. Yes, I'm being extreme, because washing in the blood of Jesus is like purifying your heart. And that's what this world needs right now, to purify their hearts and stop fucking accepting anything less than, you know. And take the proper rest. You have been in this combat for too long, and you need to rest before your greatness awakens fully. You need to rest even more while you're going through stuff like this. If you resonated with this, I'm sorry, I can't. Thanks to all the haters watching. I love it when I get choked on your dicks. However, if you resonated with this message, please subscribe, like, comment, or whatever you feel or to wherever you feel like extending your energy. It helps us connect a little bit more, or for me to pick up on your energy or more details, because now I'm just channeling collectively from the ethers, from my surroundings, or from the impressions through click rate type of swirl. So help me get to my right community if you feel like you could be a part of this little world, this little corner. Currently we're on my bed, but we will get to some more fun places. I would really love to film while traveling. That's my dream. So if you want to support me on my dream, there's also the links in the comments to help me spread love around the world. I would love to. I mean, I'll get a job, don't worry. But I am willing to, I'm on the train track of doing like minimalism, you know, like being able to not be attached to so many material things. And that's why I'll also be selling most of my crystals so I can fund my ascension process, because I really want to travel the world, because I'm being called to certain temples to heal them. I've had this calling for quite a long time, and if you've, you know, ever feel the need to help in any way, all the donations will always be put back into the channel, put back into uncovering more secrets of life, you know, because I really want to share with you. And if you like and subscribe to this content, or comment and interact with it, then, and hype it when it's possible, then we're able to create an even stronger support system, because my purpose is to help people. And I noticed that anytime I go for a walk after, you know, months sometimes, somewhere where it's more people-y, that's when I notice how important my presence is to set some records straight sometimes, you know, or just to remind people energetically. Okay, I don't know what I was trying to say. It was 47 on the timer. And yeah, this will not be edited. So if you made it to the 47 marker, type in the comments 47 and what it means to you. Thank you so much for watching, and I would love for you to join my family of soul workers and heart workers and light workers. And yeah, if you're ever interested in minerals or cool stuff like that, we will be expanding pretty soon. I have so many ideas, but namaste.